Yeah.
So here we have 4 cars, TT-02s, just doing some practice laps, and
Oh, the view is so
just trying
different.
to keep a train of cars so that
Sorry.
all kind of trying to not make mistakes, but also to stay focused and stay within our lines.
Sorry. I was waiting for purple car.
So right off the bat, I can kind of tell that the blue and white car is having a little bit of trouble staying on the ground on the track. What happens is that after it turns, the rear just slides out a bit and it kind of fishtails when you try to apply power back to go back on the straight. So it's very unstable on the turns, and you can see here it just slides out and loses traction. So that was a challenge for that driver, and later on we tried to give that driver some tips on how to kind of solve that problem. So one of the things that we mentioned is to increase the rear toe in, help the car become more stable during turning,
More downforce.
and also to have a softer rear spring setup compared to the front. The rear has more traction when turning. So hopefully we'll see in the future if those changes help his car. So it's important to recognize that on a very technical track like this, you cannot hold the throttle for very long. You actually have to let go of the throttle very quickly before you make your next turn, because the track is very curvy and windy. If you hold the throttle too long, then you just go into the barriers or outside of the track. So it's a lot of finesse. It's a lot of muscle memory and just practice. Understanding how your car works, and sometimes you can't solve the setup problem, but you can actually drive around it.
Oh my god.
It will stay on the track and turn the way you want it to turn. So here you can see the trucks are also here and off the ramps. I was with the blue car, so I'm in the purple car and I was behind the blue car, just trying to not overtake. The goal isn't to overtake, but to kind of just stay in position and try not to crash, but unfortunately we did. So yeah, you can see here fishtails, and easily I can catch up. The car's not as stable. But yeah, even if his car fishtail, I think he could have tried to not hold the throttle too quickly after a turn. I think a gentler acceleration would have helped a lot.
Sorry. Can you help us with the blue car? Thank you.
And yeah, I'm pretty guilty of making the same mistake as all the other drivers here. I tend to overshoot my turns and hold the throttle too long, go wide. And here I just went wide when I should go the throttle and let the car naturally slow down to take the turn. So in the heat of the moment, sometimes when you are trying to push the car, you sometimes forget every turn where you
is he getting blown away?
Go.
It's like a so with the correct position you can gain speed.
Here we have a decent lap, purple and blue car. neon fluorescent car has slowed down to let us come back. We can all drive together. And so me versus the purple car versus the neon fluorescent car. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's a mistake. That's where I should have slowed
I
down.
braked too late.
Definitely did brake too late. I tried to do a Max Verstappen, just dive bomb that corner. So after this point, I think, okay, after this point, so the recovery of the jump, I think I drove a little bit better. But this also kind of shows how resilient the
okay, you keep going.
Tamiya TT-02 chassis are. Like, my car has gone over those barriers and gone airborne multiple times today.
Grip.
Yeah, it's not. I didn't break anything so far, not that I know of. I was also sliding around.
That's bad. Thanks, Michael.
But I was also sliding around earlier, and that's partly because I wasn't cleaning the tires in between the runs. So all the dirt, the asphalt, the chalk was picking up and just staying on the tires. Sometimes when you have a lap, clear road all to yourself, you know, you can kind of concentrate and try to drive better, like not like what I just did, but you know, an open road, you can focus on your lines, no pressure from anyone or having anyone tail you. So it's a very good, like, open practice time is very good for something like this. And of course, when you come up on traffic, and it's another mental state to kind of test yourself, how to navigate, trying to safely pass them without making mistakes, and drive as smooth as possible. Here we have me and versus the blue car. Just trying to stay behind them and not try to overtake them as crazy. But of course, if they make a mistake, then it's fair game to just pass them. So after this point, it just became my purple car versus the fluorescent Porsche, I think. He has a Porsche body. I'm driving a Mercedes, purple Mercedes body. The purple body is hard to see on camera, but when you're actually out there in person, it's not that hard to see. It's a very sunny day. It's metallic purple, so I was able to see my car. Where you stand on the driver's stand in relation to the corners of the track makes a huge difference. Earlier in the day I was standing further to the left, and the furthest most right part of the track where the timing system is, that was the hardest for me to gauge where the car, where the curve started and ended. Here we have a few good laps until I make a mistake here. But we're not trying to push too hard. We're just trying to follow each other, or, you know, take a good line so that we don't open any doors for the other to easily pass us, right? We want to slow down and take the corners as safe as possible, but we also don't want to leave the door open for them to just overtake because of our own mistake. Very good slowdown by both of us here. Very respectful, and this is also a good training tool for patience.
Nice.
If you're the driver in the
same
front,
lap time.
It's got the same lap time, but if you're the driver in the front,
oh my
you don't
God.
want to feel the pressure. Of course there is a little bit because there's someone right behind you, but you don't want to feel the pressure to the point where you start making mistakes and give them an easy pass. And similarly for the driver behind, you don't want to rush trying to overtake. You want to bide your time and drive patiently. Also focus on your line so that no matter what happens around you, you're not super affected by any distractions. So you're not trying to force a mistake, but you're hoping for a mistake, but you're
Oh.
so like if something happens, like if my car slides out, then it's fair game for them to just they have a better line, they can pass me. Sometimes what happens is that there might be a pass on the inside and then a repass on the outside by the other car. It's very normal because this is we're not drivers in the car, we're driving by sight from a distance.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to slow down to defend the line.
Trying to gauge how well our cars appear to be on the lines that we're trying to take. So far we've had a few good laps of just two of us trying to stay close enough together. Of course I'm the one making a lot more mistakes than he is. This is still very good practice. Until I hit that.
Okay, I think I'm done. Good, Julian.
That's great.
That was classic. Might need a new body.